Welcome back to Not the Right Podcast, your favorite spot for hot takes on everything that's not quite right in the world. I'm Natasha.
And I'm Nick, and today we're diving into one of the wildest stories to hit the political scene in recent memory. You ready for this, Natasha?
Nick, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on federal charges.
Yeah, you heard that right. Eric Adams, the man who's been leading the largest city in the U.S., has been hit with federal criminal charges.
And get this, the indictment is still sealed, so we don't even know exactly what he's being charged with yet. But according to sources, it's major.
Oh, it's big. The New York Times broke the story, and let's just say the entire city and probably the country is on edge, waiting to see what this is all about.
This is wild because Adams has been a pretty high-profile figure since day one. He's had a tough stance on crime, he's been all over the media, and now he's facing criminal charges himself.
Talk about irony. You've got a guy who's been touting law and order, and now the feds are knocking on his door. But like you said, Natasha, we don't know the details yet, because the indictment is still sealed.
That's right, and what makes this even more intense is that the US Attorney's Office in Manhattan is keeping quiet. They're not saying a word, which only makes you wonder, what are they sitting on?
Yeah, and according to the Associated Press, even the sources who are talking about this aren't authorized to speak publicly. So, we're in the dark, but we do know that something huge is coming.
For sure. And you've got to think, if this indictment is already out there, Adams and his legal team are scrambling behind the scenes, prepping for what's about to drop.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Eric Adams isn't some random politician. He's the mayor of New York City. We're talking about a position that's practically a national platform. Any hit to his reputation, especially something like this, is going to shake things up on a big scale.
And let's not forget that Adams is a Democrat, which means this isn't just a local issue. This could easily spiral into a broader political problem for the party, especially if more information comes out that ties this to larger issues like campaign finance or corruption.
That's true, Natasha. It's not just about the mayor himself. The potential fallout from this could hit a lot of people in his inner circle and beyond. But for now, we're all just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
So, what do we know so far? Adams has been indicted by a grand jury. The charges are federal, which means serious business, and the fact that it's still sealed has everyone on edge. But let's speculate for a minute. What do you think this could be about, Nick?
Well, without jumping to conclusions, there are a few possibilities that come to mind. It could be something related to campaign finance, especially since the feds love looking into how money moves during elections. Or it could be corruption tied to his office. I mean, NYC politics isn't exactly known for being squeaky clean.
Yeah, money in politics is always a possibility. And let's be real, New York City has seen its fair share of political scandals. But if this indictment is something bigger, like corruption that involves more people, it could unravel a whole network.
Totally. And you've got to wonder who else might get caught up in this. If the feds are looking at the mayor, they're probably looking at his allies too. This could be the start of a much larger investigation.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is that this could totally reshape the political landscape in New York. Adams was elected as this strong, no-nonsense guy who was going to clean up the city, and now his reputation is hanging by a thread.
It's wild. And you know his supporters are probably feeling blindsided by this, while his critics are likely saying, "I told you so."
Oh, for sure. You know there are people out there who are going to capitalize on this, especially if they've been waiting for Adams to stumble. This is political ammo for anyone looking to challenge him or his administration.
But here's the thing, Natasha. We've got to remember, an indictment isn't a conviction. This is still a legal process, and Adams has the right to defend himself. But that doesn't mean the political damage hasn't already begun.
Exactly. Even if he's found not guilty, this whole ordeal could tarnish his legacy and his ability to govern. Can he still lead effectively while fighting a federal indictment? That's the question.
It's a huge question, and it's one that's going to define the rest of his term, however long that might be.
So, what happens next? Well, we'll be keeping an eye out for when this indictment gets unsealed, and you know we'll be here to break it down as soon as we know more. But for now, it's all speculation.
Yep, and you know we love some good speculation, but we'll keep it grounded for now. When the facts drop, we'll be back here to dissect them like always.
In the meantime, we want to hear from you. What do you think this indictment could be about? Is Adams done for, or is there more to the story? Drop your thoughts in the comments or hit us up on social media.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single update on this story or any other major news we're covering.
All right, folks, that's all for today. We'll be back as soon as more news breaks. Stay skeptical, stay informed, and we'll see you next time on Not the Right Podcast.